Corissa Bowser, and I would like to teach you about the 7 wonders of the ancient world. What are the 7 wonders? They are the wonders of the ancient world. They are man-made structures that were built in the classical era. Scholars believe that ancient historians began compiling a list in the 2nd century. The original list is now lost, but contains 7 Greek buildings, worthy of desire, and in the early part of the 3rd century, non-Greek monuments were included. The 7 ancient wonders are known as the Great Pyramid of Giza in Cairo, Egypt, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon in Iraq, the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus in Turkey, in Olympia, Greece, the statue of Zeus, the tomb of Mausoleum at Halicarnassus in Turkey, the Colossus at Rhodes in Greece, and the Lighthouse of Alexandria in the Pharos Island of Alexandria, Egypt. These 7 wonders are considered the original, not only because of being created in the ancient world, but because of the architectural accomplishments. First, we're going to start with the Pyramid at Giza. The Great Pyramid is the largest of the 3 pyramids built in the city. The pyramid is believed to be built around 2560 BC as a tomb for the Egyptian pharaoh. It's believed to have taken 20 years to construct. The pyramid measures nearly 480 feet tall, and each side measures 750 feet long. Nearly 2.3 million blocks of stone make up the pyramid, with each weighing 2 tons. Egyptologists believe that due to the manpower needed, about 14,000 to 360,000 men were needed to complete the pyramid. Next are the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Around 600 BC, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon were built by a ruler. Historians debate the actual existence of the gardens. There is no physical evidence, and Babylonian documents never mention them. Accounts state that the garden consisted of vaulted terraces raised above one another and supported on pillars. They claim it was made to look like mountains of gardens. The terraces were filled with dirt and planted with trees and flowers, which hang over the sides. Archaeologists think that the gardens were laid out as a vault or over top of a vaulted building with provisions for raising water. The gardens are thought to have been destroyed by an earthquake. Next, we have the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, which was completed around 550 BC to honor the Greek goddess of hunting and nature. Arson later destroyed the temple in 356 BC. The ancient author and philosopher Pliny described the temple as being 377 feet long and 180 feet wide, with 127 long columns measuring 60 feet high and made of marble. It was used as both a marketplace and a place of worship. The temple housed works of art and sculptures. The statue of Zeus at Olympia. This statue honoring Greek god Zeus was built at the Temple of Zeus in Olympia in 1450 BC, or 450 BC. It was designed by a Greek sculptor, and the statue was of a seated Zeus measuring 40 feet tall and was covered in ivory and gold plates. It shows him seated on a throne covered in jewels, holding a statue of Nike, the goddess of victory, in his right hand and an eagle atop of his left. Various theories exist to explain the statue's destruction, and some scholars believe that it was destroyed along with the temple in the 5th century. All traces of it is long lost, except for the reproduction on coins. Next is the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. This famous monument was built in Turkey by a queen in memory of her husband, who died in 353 BC. The tomb was built to hold the remains of the Persian king and his wife. It was designed by Greek architects and built around 353 BC on a hill overlooking the ancient city of Halicarnassus. The tomb stood 135 feet high. Statues and columns decorated the exterior. Multiple earthquakes led to the tomb's destruction in the 14th century. Some remains of the structure are in the British museums and also the term mausoleum was used as an above-ground tomb. Colossus at Rhodes. It's an enormous 100-foot statue of Greek god Apollo and was built in the island of Rhodes. The statue was created to commemorate the island's patron after Rhodes was successfully defended from invasion. Scholars believe that the bronze statue stood on a pedestal at the entrance of the island's harbor, and the statue is a work of art by Corissa, who worked on it for 12 years. It was later destroyed in an earthquake 54 years after construction. Last is the Lighthouse of Alexandria. It's believed that the lighthouse measured 450 feet tall. It was built in the 3rd century BC to act as a landmark for pharaohs at a small island off the coast. The tower was built using light-colored stone, and at its highest point is a mirror to reflect light. Some historians believe that the light given off could be seen for 35 miles. Unfortunately, the lighthouse was damaged in 1303. Are they still standing? The only pyramid still standing is the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid of Giza. More about the 7 wonders can be seen on the Travel Channel and the History Channel, and they focus on these segments. I chose this topic to share with you for my love of history and unique treasures. I myself think it's interesting and gives you a good background.